Very good morning, students. Today we are going to learn new chapter 2, integral calculus. So what is that integral calculus? So in that integral calculus means that we are going to do everything with integration. Integration already we have learned that it is the reverse process of differentiation. For example, if I am saying that derivative of derivative of something x square, if I'm asking the derivative of x square is what? 2x. Means if I do integration of 2x, what will be the answer? X square. So what we can say that reverse process of differentiation is called as integration, or else we can call it as anti-differentiation. That is the name of the integral calculus. So in this we are going to learn the first part, that is integral, indefinite integrals. So what is the meaning of definite integral? What is the meaning of indefinite integrals? Indefinite integrals means, for example, if we are, see, this is the symbol of integration as we have learnt in our previous classes. So this symbol stands for integration, or else actually this is the meaning, it is summation, but we will call the name as integration. So if I am keeping some class intervals for these, then it comes under definite integrals. Definite means from 0 to 2 only this integral is applicable. But if I am not keeping any integrals, means it is called as indefinite integrals. Indefinite integrals means it can be applicable to any value. There is no limit for that. So that's why we are going to call it as indefinite integrals. Definite integrals means there should be some class intervals like boundary limits from 0 to 2 or 2 to 4 like that. So that is the meaning of indefinite integrals. The differential coefficient of f dash of x of a given function f of x with respect to x. So what we will call it as, this is the differential answer, that is f dash of x answer with respect to x of x square function with respect to x. So the sentence, the differential coefficient of f dash of x. What is the differential coefficient here? 2x. Of a given function f of x. What is the given function here? X square with respect to x. So this is the sentence. In this chapter we are going to learn about the primitive function f of x, where its derived function f dash of x is given. Such process is called as integration. Means in this total chapter we are going to give the differentiation answers. From the differentiation answers we are going to find out the integration answers. Means in this they are going to give the value of 2x, we have to find out that the answer is x square. So integration of 2x answer is x square. That we need to find out from this chapter. So this we are going to call it as derived function, and this is called as primitive function. Why? Because from x square we have done derivation, so that we got it as 2x. So this, the name itself says the derivation. So we will call it as derived function, and it will be the primitive function. Next, let us see this definition. A function f of x is said to be a primitive function of derived function f of x if d by dx of capital F of x is equal to small f of x. So f of x is called as a derived function, and f of capital F of x is called as primitive function. Okay. Now let us see some questions here. If I am saying what is the derivative of, let us compare derivative and integration here. Derivative of x square minus 2. What is the answer here? 2x. If I am doing integration of 2x, what I am going to get? X square. Next, derivative of x square plus 1 by 2. Again 2x. Integration of 2x, x square. Next, derivative of x square plus pi. Again 2x. Integration of 2x is x square. So by these examples, what we have understood here, for the given function x square, the primitive function, here if you observe the primitive functions, it is quite changing, but the answer we are getting it as same. Just we are doing addition or subtraction of some constants, either 2, 1 by 2, pi is a constant value. So these three we are doing addition or subtraction. If we are doing addition or subtraction also, the derived function is constant. Whatever the derived function is, that is constant. Of course, I am not changing here. But I'm saying you that the derived function is constant here. But what is changing here? The primitive functions are changing. The primitive functions, once it is x square minus 2, the other time it is x square plus 1 by 2, the other time it is x square plus pi. So what are these two, 1 by 2 pi? They are constants. They are some numerical values. They are some constants. Means our primitive functions will be something plus a constant, where c stands for some arbitrary constant. So in our integration, while we are performing the integration, definitely we have to write some arbitrary constant, which is c. Why? Because these three are getting the same answers, but the primitive functions of these three are not same. Once it is x square minus 2, the other time it is x square plus 1 by 2, the other time it is x square plus 5. Since the primitive functions are changing, so for every integration answer we have to add the c value, that we are going to call it as arbitrary constant. In general, we can write the definition of d by dx of f of x is equals to f of x. Actually, when we are doing a derivative of some function, we get some other function. So that same function, whatever I am getting, if I am doing integration, I have to write the original derived function, primitive function plus c. Already I have discussed why we are writing c, an arbitrary constant. So we are going to call it as constant of integration. So the process of determining the integral of a given function is called as integration of a function. So what is the name of this integral calculus now? So whatever the process that we are defining, that we are calling it as integration of a function. So important points here. If any constant is there, just keep it outside and do the remaining function integration. If f of x and g of x are the two functions, if f of x and g of x are the two functions, then if we are applying integral of f of x plus or minus g of x dx. So this can be written as integral f of x dx plus or minus integral g of x dx. Means we can write this integration if it is there, summation or subtraction, sum or difference if it is there, then we can write the integration to each one. Means I am writing for first function f of x as well as the integration for the second function g of x. So next we will see the methods of integration. We have totally 4 types of methods. So methods of integration. So the first method is integration by decomposition. Integration by parts. Integration by substitution. Integration by substitution. Integration by successive reduction. Integration by successive reduction. So these are the 4 methods, but in this chapter we are not going to learn this. But we are going to learn integration by decomposition, by parts, as well as substitution. So let us see integration by decomposition, how to do. In this today's class, we will see integration by decomposition. So we need to apply this method where integrand is impossible to integrate directly. If integrand is impossible to do directly, then apply this method. If integrand is impossible to do directly, then by sum or difference. By sum or difference of integrands whose value is known. Whose value is known. So this process we are going to learn today. So the important formulas for this is, first formula, integral x power n dx. It can be written as x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. First important formula. Second formula, integral of ax plus b whole to the power of n dx. That can be written as ax plus b whole to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. Since a is extra, a will come down. Plus c, arbitrary constant. Okay, we will be doing some questions, examples based on these two formulas. So only one formula, not the two formulas, but we will be seeing that how to do that questions. So the first example, so example 2.1. So evaluate integral ax square plus bx plus c by root x dx. So this is a given question. We need to find out the integration. Look at here. Integral ax square plus bx plus c by root x dx is equals to, this can be written here. It is a combination of 3, but in the denominator we are having only one function. That can be written like this here. Integral a power x square by x power 1 by 2 plus b power x by x power 1 by 2 plus c by x power 1 by 2 dx. Just we are splitting it each. Why? Because we are not able to find out the total answer of at a time. So I can write in the integrals also separately, since it is an arbitrary constant, and since it is a k value. Already I discussed one formula, that is k, that we can take it outside. So integral x power a power m by a power n, a power m minus n plus b I can take outside 1 minus 1 by 2 dx plus c integral x power minus 1 by 2 dx. A integral 2 minus 1 by 2, it is 3 by 2 dx plus b x power 1 by 2 dx plus c. Next, c integral h to the power of minus 1 by 2. So let it be h to the power of minus 1 by 2 dx. Now, it is all the three are in the form of x to the power of n. It can be written as x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. A into x to the power of 3 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1 plus b into x to the power of 1 by 2 plus 1 by 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c into x to the power of minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 plus 1. Since integration completed, we can write plus c. So a 3 by 2 plus 1 is 5 by 2. So 5 by 2 by 5 by 2 plus b x to the power of 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 plus c x to the power of 1 by 2 by 1 by 2 plus c. So here it can be written as 2 by 5 a to the power of 5 by 2 plus 2 by 3 a to b to the power of b x to the power of 3 by 2 plus 2c x to the power of 1 by 2 plus c. So don't get confused. This c and this c is quite different. It is a constant and this is c, what is there in the question. So this will be the final answer. Next, let us see example 2.2. So evaluate integral root of 2x plus 1 dx. Answer. So integral of root x, this can be written as integral 2x plus 1 whole to the power of 1 by 2 dx. So integral of x power n can be written as 2x plus 1 whole to the power of 1 by 2 plus 1 by 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c. Why? Because it is in the form of x power n. So 1 by 2 plus 1 means 3 by 2. 2x plus 1, 3 by 2 by 3 by 2 plus c. It can be written as 2 by 3. 2 by 3 into 2x plus 1 whole to the power of 3 by 2 plus c. This will be the arbitrary constant. Next we will see example 2.3. So example 2.3, evaluate integral dx by 2x plus 3 whole square. We'll see how to solve this here. Answer. Integral 1 by 2x plus 3 whole square. It is in the form of ax plus b, right? So this, if I bring it upside, what will become? 2x plus 3 whole to the power of minus 2. Because 1 by, if it is a positive power, if it is coming upside, it will become negative power. So this is x to the power of n. It can be written as 2x plus 3 whole to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1 plus c. So 2x plus 3 whole to the power of minus 1 by minus 1 plus c. So minus 1 by 2x plus 3 plus c. This will be the answer. Next we will see the next question. Example 2.4. So integral x plus 1 by x whole square dx. Answer. Integral of x plus 1 by x whole square dx. It is a plus b whole square formula. So that can be written as a square plus 2ab plus b square. So x gets cancelled. So this can be written as x square plus 2 plus 1 by x square dx. So integral x square dx plus 2 integral dx plus integral 1 by x square dx. So integral x square can be written as x cube by 3 plus 2x plus minus 1 by x, right? Integral of 1 by x square is minus 1 by x plus c. Of course, I know the formula of integral 1 by x square. If you don't know, you can take x power minus 2 and we can do x power n formula. Next, let us see example 2.5. So in example 2.5, evaluate integral x cube plus 7 into x minus 4 dx. So it is a product function. So let me multiply that answer. So x power 4 minus 4x cube plus 7x minus 28 dx. So integral x power 4 dx minus 4 integral x cube dx plus 7 integral x dx minus 28 integral dx. So x power 5 by 5 minus 4 x power 4 by 4 plus 7 x square by 2 minus 28x plus c.